Hi everyone. In this video we'll look at sampling in Excel. In the previous video we considered functions and tools that we use and we will need for sampling in Excel. The two sampling techniques that we consider in this video are simple random sampling as well as stratified sampling. For simple random sampling, let us consider the data set again on restaurants, where if, let's say, we want to draw a sample of size 5 from this population of 300 restaurants, what we would do first is we would have to generate random numbers. That is, on the one column, we have the title random numbers. Okay, let's just expand this so that it fits random numbers. And how we did that in the first video is we went to the data ribbon and clicked on data analysis, random number generator. Say we want to generate the 300 from a uniform 0-1 distribution, and let's keep our seed value as 100 and our output as at the starting point being the first cell adjacent to our data points. And that is very important for your output range, because you want to use this random numbers to pick your sample from the data. So we generate this random numbers. How simple random sampling, as the word suggests, is very simple in the sense that what you do from here is you would select the whole data set. The easiest is to click here and you would sort. The only level you sort by is you sort by random numbers. So what you would do is you click on the custom sort and then drop down, you've got the different variables, but you want to sort by random numbers. Okay, so you've got your simple random sample, and what you do, you just, because we said of size 5, you just select the first 5. You just select the first 5 entries. That is your random sample. All right. It is important to know what the question is asking for. It might be asking you to give the restaurant ID. It might be asking you to give the price of the first 5 in your sample, or even the quality rating of the first 5. That is for your simple random sample. Okay. Now, for stratified, let us just consider that we want to undo what we did. So for stratified, what we would do is, okay, let's just undo even the random numbers. Okay, let's select and undo. So for stratified, the first thing that you want to do, the only difference is that here, how you select the sample, you have to first consider the heterogeneity in your data set. For example, let's say you're aware that your population is heterogeneous in terms of quality rating. That is, now you've got different strata in terms of quality rating. So what you would do is you would want to first use the formula given on the side, which is given in your notebook. In this formula, you actually calculate the different sample number in each strata. To do that, we will first need to find how many elements are in our population, that is this n, and how many elements are in the different strata. And in which case, say we want to get the sample still of size 5. This is the n. So what you would do what we did before and actually find out how many different strata do you have. So what you would do is, for example, you have good, you've got very good, and you've got excellent. So that means you've got three different strata. And that the first thing that you would do is using the count if statement that I showed you in the previous video, you would find the big NIs. That means it's the stratum size. And then from there, you would then on the next column apply this calculation and find how many elements you want to select, for how many elements of the sample you want to select from each stratum. So, and then the next thing that you would do, just like simple random sample, you would generate random numbers, random numbers. But now the difference between simple random sampling and stratified sampling is that for stratified sampling, you don't just sort your data by random numbers. What you would do, you would select your data and you would then sort it first by the variable you stratify by, which is quality rating, and then add a level, then sort by the random numbers. Of course, after doing that, depending on what the calculations say, maybe the N, the small letter N, good, N, excellent, and N, very good, you take or pick those numbers in your sample. Say N good suggested out of the 10 sample elements that you need, suggests that you pick 3. Then you take the first 3 after sorting. If for excellent, it suggests you take 4, you take the first 4, and so on and so forth. When you do this calculation, you might find that the number that you get is a decimal value, like it has decimal points. What you then do is come back to the function, or rather the button that I showed you, which decreases the decimal points, and you decrease it until you get an integer value. Then you pick those relative numbers. Thank you.